Go on, fam. Lennox Lewis and Manny Stewart.
That's why he's a fan favorite and a legend as well. Yeah, Lennox Lewis. He tried to make Lennox Lewis more aggressive. He did against Hassan Ratman. The second one. The second fight.
Yeah. He finished.
If Lewis fought like that every fight, and he did in the Klitschko one, because you look in the Klitschko, the last one, he looked like he was trying to stop that Klitschko, bro.
And against Andrew Golota.
Yeah. You see, it depends where Lewis feels like he's a challenge or not. Sometimes he just likes to keep pecking at his food, innit?
Yeah.
We're like the Dave Tua, just there pecking him. You know what I mean?
He fought the right fight against Tua, though.
He could have knocked Tua out a long time ago. Tua couldn't even get close to me. Beat the Tua was in throwing back. He could have knocked Tua out a long time ago. He was just scared of getting caught with anything.
Yeah, he was.
Scared, bro. He was feared. You know what? Yeah, like when he fought against Razor, what's his name? Mercer.
Ray Mercer.
When he fought against Ray Mercer's a dangerous opponent. He fought more aggressively against him, but he was worried about like when Manny took over him, he was always worried about how come my mouth keeps bleeding. So he got to the point where he's fighting, where he's hitting you and you're not hitting him. That's the way he was to keep it, mate. Let's keep that shit going. Anytime you get close, then clinch, and that was that, boy.
The Mercer fight was close, though, man.
Yeah, I know, because Mercer kept pushing him, man. Mercer was good heavyweight. You know?
I don't think people realise how good he was.
Years too old, innit?
Yeah, I don't think people realise how good Ray Mercer was.
Fucking good, man. It's fucking good. Yeah, I saw him on Screen Sport, and I saw him and Torrey Morrison when they were building them up, and they were just knocking at everyone. No one could even go the distance with them. They were just bow, first round, bow. It was like, wow, where these guys come from?
Yeah.
And I was so happy when that fight was going on, man. When that fight happened, and I see Torrey Morrison just get flat out. The way he got knocked out was vicious and devastating.
Yeah, that was one of the most vicious KOs of our generation. That was, boy.
Torrey Morrison, if he was fighting now, people would have loved him, you know. If he was fighting round these days, people would have loved him, you know.
Boy, he'd knock out most of the heavyweights out there, man.
Yeah, he would have, man. I think he was one of the best, probably one of the best action fighters to come since Rocky Marciano. Better than what's that guy? Better than Jerry Cooney, I think.
Yeah, he was better than Cooney. He was definitely, Cooney
better than Jerry Cooney. And he, you know what I mean? He go in there, try and knock you out. But they try to make him like Tyson. I don't know. They try to make him fight like Mike Tyson, probably. He's too tall for that style.
Yeah. I need to ask you a question.
All right, go ahead.
So, after hearing about or watching the Moreno, Abner Maris, and Lara, where they came up short in the decisions, and they've got no one fighting their corner because of their styles. So what do you think about safety first boxing these days?
I think safety first in boxing is killing the sport. If you go into a fight and you're thinking, I just want to win on points, it's not good for the fans, man. Fans don't want to see that. I mean, look, certain fans, if you go in there and you're at least attempting to try to stop the fight, fans can see that, and that'll make it interesting. Fight toe to toe, and you ain't got no power. That's the interesting fight. But trying to squeak out a decision, you know what I mean? What's that? It's not good for anyone. Like, I mean, maybe for you, obviously, you're protecting yourself and you're not getting yourself in harm's way and saving yourself for bigger fights, yeah. But to be honest with you, you don't build yourself as a fan favorite, and you don't build yourself as that legacy. And people kind of remember that. I just feel like it's not the way to go, man. It's not the way to go.
The paying customers just don't want to see that shit.
No, they don't want to see that shit. They want to see guys who can box. If you can box with boxing skills and outbox them, like I used to like Winky Wright. All right, I saw Winky Wright versus JC Candelo. All right, no one got knocked down in that fight, but Winky Wright he so outboxed him.
That was a tall black guy, wasn't he?
Huh?
Candelo was a tall black guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Have you seen that fight?
Yeah.
Oh man, but with JC Candelo, he could fight that.
But he was good, you know.
Yeah, he had a good record, and I'm telling you, I so enjoy. Hey, that was a great fight. Winky Wright was nice, just there using his jab, so outboxed it, and then, you know what I mean. But then you have this other style, and you got the same sort of style like Ike Corte, and he used to go to try and knock you out. It's a similar style to Winky Wright, but he go to stop you. Now, which fans would they rather see, Ike Corte or Winky Wright? They want to see Ike Corte. That's the way it is. That's the way people want to see a stoppage. Don't mind the boxing and stuff, but you need a stoppage. If you're going in there to squeak a decision, right? it's like you're just in survival mode. The fight's just starting, you're just running around the ring. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. Like Junior, you know the best style of that though. You say Junior Witter in his later years, not like when he was younger, but now Junior Witter, it seems like he's on that. I don't know, man.
So
it's not cool.
If you was watching a fight and there was a clever fighter, and let's say he did squeak, he just squeaked past the scorecards. He just landed a few more punches than the other fighter did, but he lost because the other guy was aggressive. Would you argue the case for him, or would you say, well, he got what he deserved because he didn't really push the issue hard enough?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. It depends. Them sort of fights are very hard to call, and it's opinion based. You know, I don't know. Like, you know, if it's this way, you know, it's champion, challenger, like them things have a factor. You say, well, boy, you know, if he could have done more, then he should have done more. Yeah. If he, you know what I mean? If that's what you know, you had more in the tank, then just lay it all out. You know, you train for this. So you got the wrong mindset, and that's the thing about some boxers. Yeah, they're going there in the wrong mindset. I don't know. They're watching other fighters and think, yeah, that's the way to be. No, it's not. You need to watch fighters back in the early days where had no fear, no regard. But then I've been saying that some of them players can't talk properly and stuff. So you know.
Yeah, it's a balance. Isn't
But that's
it?
what you're in the sport for. Boxing is a poor man's sport, and you're going in to get equipped up, man. It's a real man. It's a man's sport.
Yep.
Going in there. Carl Frotz epitomised that, you know, in my opinion.
Yep, there's a big balance there for definite, you know, because so you have, in your opinion, you should really go for you shouldn't really rely on the judges or the referees to.
Nah, to save you. Nah, you shouldn't. You should. Like Hopkins did that against Jermaine Taylor, in my opinion, in the second fight, where he clearly outboxed him, and I thought Hopkins definitely won that fight, and they gave it to Jermaine Taylor. I mean, Hopkins had more left in the tank. He should have just laid it all out, try to stop him. He wobbled Taylor in that fight. He could have moved in there to finish, but he thought, no, I'll be safe and just outbox him, just give him a boxing masterclass. And they gave this just to Taylor, in my opinion, where I think Hopkins would clearly won that fight in the rematch. And Taylor was never the same again, obviously.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. That fight seemed to ruin him. And you see what happened to Bernard Hopkins, though. I think after the Taylor fights and the Calzaghe fight, I think he realized that, man, he knows that he's outscoring these guys, but people think that Bernard doesn't press the action enough. But he's very clever and tricky. The public don't give a shit about that. He's not getting no sympathy from the public, and he took that out on Pavlik.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Well, definitely.
He never fights like that.
He took a lot of frustration out on Pavlik. He took the idea that it's the first time he ever lost against a white guy. I mean, Calzaghe. He took it. He really did. And Pavlik fell right into the trap. And Cleverly's doing the same thing right now. They're calling out. They're dying to fight Hopkins. They want Hopkins. They want Hopkins bad.
They want Hopkins bad, yeah.
They might get what. Listen, they might get what they're asking for, and not what they think not what they think they're getting.
I don't think Kelly Pavlik should fight Hopkins.
No, not Kelly Pavlik. Sorry, Nathan Cleverly.
Oh, Nathan Cleverly.
Yeah, they're dying. Nathan Cleverly. The word Frank Warren's people. They want that fight badly, and listen, they might get what they asked for, but you better hope which the Hopkins who win against Pavlik turns up. They're in for a fight, mate. Because look, even his last performance against Chad Dawson, he wasn't. Yeah, you can see he lost coming around, but he was still in the fight.
Yeah, he was in the fight, and it wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't a bad contest.
No.
You know.
I think someone like Cleverly, he would just think, oh, I ain't got no respect for him. Young fighter will go in there, and I think that might suit Hopkins. But I don't think Hopkins might think, I don't really need this young guy. I've really beat Pavlik, who was more credible than Cleverly. Pavlik was more credible than Jermaine Taylor because he was the champion who beat Jermaine Taylor. So I don't think Hopkins will look at that fight. He hasn't achieved anything. He's just trying to jump the queue and trying to take me out. And even if I beat him, I might not get no credit. So it's not really a win-win for Hopkins, in my opinion. But for Cleverly, he's trying to get a big name resume on his list.
Yeah, he's trying to jump the queue.
That's it.
And the thing is, you know what upsets me though? Because my thinking is changing to guys who come in and try to squeak out a points decision. But I do feel for guys like Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, and even to going down the pay scale, that guy Gabriel Campillo. Because to me, I don't think they're over defensive. there's no way Floyd is over defensive. There's no way Andre Ward is over defensive. He's very clever in defense, but he's always in range to punch, and he hits his opponent with a lot of shots, right? And Gabriel Campillo, when he fought Cloud, he fought textbook. He was thumping my man up. He was boxing him all around the ring. But people tried to say it was a boring performance. That wasn't boring. He punched Cloud up, you know. But do I feel for guys like Lara and even that guy Molina? And I've fought his case before, but I'm thinking now, you know, all that holding you're doing, and you know, I'm starting to not want to support their cause.
I told you that's why I couldn't watch his fight. I know I did put it out. I said that's why, you know, that's why they gave the fight to Paul Williams. Paul Williams did lose that fight because he clearly outboxed him, because Paul Williams is so aggressive. He made Lara look better than he is. If you don't come to fight Lara will just say, okay, fine. And that's why, they more or less gave the fight to Paul Williams. Bigger name, is more exciting fighter. They didn't want to give it to him. Now, that's what you get. Judges are rewarding you for that. They're rewarding you for going in there. At least trying to fight, not you just resting and carol punching. And what you were saying, what you were just saying, mentioned again about the fighters Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And right now, Andre Ward goes to stop you. Like, I watched Andre Ward in the Super 6 tournament. I'll be honest with you, I was bored of his fights.
Yeah.
Best performances were against Abraham, and like you can see that even that fight, he was like, he's outboxing him. But the performance against Carl Froch with the one arm, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? He was there, and he's looking spectacular.
Yeah,
he's looking spectacular. And his last performance against Chad Dawson, wow, like he's getting it. So maybe it depends who they're fighting against. They change their styles accordingly, and that's why they're regarded so highly, because Floyd Mayweather in his early days, he would just clearly outbox you, but wouldn't necessarily stop. What's his name? Bob Arum said, nah, he's a boring fight. He's not going to stop them. But obviously, he was moving up the weight classes. He had to get accustomed to the weight class. In the lightweight, he didn't really knock no one out in the lightweight. But when he moved up to like welterweight, knocked out Shanbei Mitchell. Now he beat up Chop Decoli, and then he stopped Arturo Gatti, and he moved up again, and then he stopped Ricky Hatton. So that quieted a lot of people. Mayweather can stop you, he'll stop you. But boy, if he can't stop you, he'll clearly outbox you. But he'll definitely win the fight very convincingly. And Andre Ward as well. So them guys, that's why them guys are elite, because they will stop you.
Yeah.
They will stop you if they can. But if not, they'll go the distance and they'll do it in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I enjoy them sort of fighters. You know, they'll bring it to you. If you sit back, they're coming forward. You know what I mean? And they can do everything, inside, outside fighters. That's why they're regarded so highly. And then that same thing with James Toney when he was on top, Roy Jones when he was top, even Michael Nunn. He didn't have no much power, but he'd go to fight you. He threw loads of punches. So even if you get to the 12th round, you could clearly see he outscore you. And them sort of fighters are action fighters, even though they didn't, some of them fighters don't necessarily stop you, but they make the crowd happy. You know, you go, I went and watched a good fight. You know, we was watching the Klitschko fight.
Yeah. And
a lot of people, this guy said that boring, but that was an action fight. Klitschko threw quite a lot of punches for a heavyweight, and the other guy could take a little punch. It was a good performance, in my opinion. It wasn't boring. I enjoyed that fight. That's one of the Klitschko fights I actually enjoyed. You know, it wasn't just, when he fought against someone like Samuel Peters, it was so boring. It was like just hitting the guy, clinching. This fight, he was throwing punches, man. Really, real bad intention. He wanted to stop this guy, and he got hit a bit, cut a bit. So I enjoyed that fight. But, you know, it's the best Klitschko I've seen. Vitaly Klitschko I've seen, not Vitaly. Vladimir Klitschko I've seen. But anyway.
But he only got hit a few times in that fight, to be honest. There was one round where he looked a bit distressed.
Yeah,
you know?
But the few times, this is what I'm saying, the few times he did get, look at his face. He can't take hits. When you hit him a couple of times, look at his face, one left, right, the right side of his face was another colour. He had a swelling underneath eye, cut. The punch he did get, they done him. And that guy was a big, heavy, strong guy. But it's just that he had no power and he couldn't outbox him. He was too slow. But, you know, I was an interesting fight. I was actually entertained by that Klitschko fight. I don't care what anyone says. And usually, my opinion's always by myself, you know, as we say. But
No. But I think to a degree, Emmanuel Stewart has done enough for him where he can take the training wheels off now, and he knows how to fight like a proper heavyweight now.
Yeah.
That's what I feel, and I think that was that fight was a testament to Manny Stewart. And what was good about that fight, I like, because the guy was so tall he couldn't lean on the back of his neck, so it was a much more cleaner performance than the normal Klitschko fight. I hate when he does that leaning shit on the neck. That's the only thing I really dislike about his boxing, is when he does that, and the referees don't chastise him. But if we're gonna compare it to a lot of his other defenses, that was a good fight for Klitschko. I'd agree.
Yeah, definitely. I think he wanted to stop. I think he wanted to stop that guy for Manny Stewart. I think he was probably trying to make a statement and try and knock that guy out for Manny. I think if he knocked that out, he probably said, "I dedicated this knockout to Manny."
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, that's something no one ever brought up. But you know, them guys, Frank Maloney and Tim Witherspoon, man, they were overly critical of his performance.
Oh,
and,
they were harsh.
They need to understand, I don't know how many Klitschko fights they've watched, but that was the most exciting Klitschko fight you've seen since David Haye, and that was a one-sided fight.
What do you think about the remark what Frank Maloney said when he said that in the beginning of the fight that they didn't hold a 10 count? You know, they used the bell, bang, bang, a 10 count for Manny Stewart. And then he said it shows what they thought of him. They didn't do that, and they was probably glad that they didn't have to pay him a 15% cut.
It was out of order to say that. I mean, in the States, they paid a good lot of tributes. I mean, they could have done it in Germany, but for some reason they didn't do that. I have no idea why, but he was out of order to even mention that stuff. He was out of order. Who is he? You know, what have you done? All you're doing is riding the back of other people's coattail. Manny Stewart goes in the ring and brought people from the amateurs to the pros, and made them all champions. What the heck has he done? All you're doing is like, he's a good fighter, I'm going to ride his coattail and promote him with your mouth. You haven't done anything. You have no right to even open your mouth for someone, a legend like Manny Stewart. When it's all said and done, he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Where are you going to be in the Hall of Fame?
What? Good question.
Man.
Good question.
Tim Witherspoon should know better than that, man. For his fellow guys in the ring. Should know better than that to put down a fellow boxer. You should know how hard it is to be in the ring and to be a heavyweight champion. I mean, he used to get criticised when he was a champion.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Who the heck is he to even open his mouth?
He used to he got criticised for coming out in the ring out of shape on numerous occasions, right? When he lost in 1 round to Bone Crusher Smith, he got criticised for that because he was unprepared because of the contractual shit with Carl King and Don King. When he fought Tony Tubbs, did he... No. But there was a few when he fought Pinklin Thomas, that's the one, and he came in out of shape. He used to get criticised because he used to labour in his performances.
Two of them ungrumpled, miserable goats that they brought into the studio. And I don't know what acts they had to grind, but they picked the wrong people. As far as I'm concerned, they're lucky they're on ESPN and it wasn't on Sky Sports because they'd have been kicked out of the studio. By the advert, they'd have been disappeared and go, I wonder what happened to them two. Yeah, that's why them two are not on the Sky Sport. And Steve Bunce, in my opinion, could not hold the interview and don't know how to control the tempo of an interview. Them sort of comments, they should have been held down straight away. Should have put a cap on it straight away.
Although he's saying that, I do think Witherspoon had to fight harder competition than Vladimir.
I understand that, but what my point is that he used to be a champion. You understand that about being critical and being overcritical. You should know better than to open your mouth on that subject. You're there as an analyst to commentate on the guy's performance, And if you, I don't think they've actually seen some of his previous performance, because if they did, they would know that was one of the best performances since David Haye, right? They'd know that, and they wouldn't comment. Anyone knows that. Everyone knows that. And Steve Bunce, you can put it out. But you can see these two potato heads, they've never seen any of fights before. All they were talking about was on their past story and what they've seen before. And I agree with them to that step, but that's not what you're there for. We don't hear that bullshit. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
So that's my little rant on that stuff.
So the Germans put on quite a good show, don't you think? Like in terms of presentation.
Yeah,
but do you think the actual fights match the show? I
think, you know what, it's like a Chris Eubank fight. When Chris Eubank used to come in with simply the best and jump over the rope and he brings the entertainment and then the fight. I think it balanced out, you know. That was a very, very balanced entertainment night for boxing. It was a case of, you know, like the German fans, they like that stuff. That's what it is. And I think, you know what, it was like a theatrical thing. I've never seen the heavyweight thing done like that, but I think they need to do that because the Klitschko style is sometimes not pleasing So they need all them theatrical stuff and music stuff to get everyone revved up. Because if they just came out with no music, came in for, I think people just leave the building, mate.
But do you think it's the Klitschko style, or is it just the lack of opposition? Because when Vitali had to fight Lennox, he was fighting for his life, and that was one of the best heavyweight fights we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, I think it's the Klitschko style. You know, if they had a different style, I think they'll be more slight, and they go to like see the older brother. Like with people, I mean, me personally, I like the older brother better because he actually tries to stop you. Yeah. In every fight, he actually tries to stop you. Right? Maybe Chisora, he didn't get that because Chisora got it in his head, but mostly in every fight, he'll go and actually try and stop you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why people really like it. But even him, the American public still won't buy none of his fights. They say he's too boring. Right? He's too boring, even though he stops majority of people he fights. But and Lacko opponents are not that good as well. But if they're not that good, then stop them in the first round, like Mike Tyson used to do. People didn't care who Mike Tyson was for, as long as Mike Tyson goes to try and stop you. And you pointed out, but previously before, Mike Tyson used to get very, very, very upset when he used to stop people, and people want to see that. That's what brings entertainment. Klitschko's don't care if he goes for hits. When Klitschko fighting Lennox Lewis, I know that I was beating them on points and I want to go the 12 rounds. I know because I always beat my opponents on points. But you want to hear that shit. Yeah. You want to hear that shit? You go in there and you go stop that guy. And that's what American people, that's why American boxing is so big. That's why Mike Tyson put millions and millions of fans back to boxing, liven the whole sport up. You know what I mean? Remember, it was alright with Muhammad Ali's that, because Muhammad Ali was such an entertainer and such a big figure that he put other stuff other than the boxing. You know, it was like a more or less like a president or someone like a prime minister in the ring. You know, he was that popular. He done so much things for the black people and just for people in general. Yeah, that his boxing was it wasn't secondary, right? But they were like on par with each one. You know, you got the whole package of Muhammad Ali. Yeah,
he was so huge. He eclipsed more than just being a boxer.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Mike Tyson was a pure out and out throwback Jack Dempsey, go in there, knock your head out type of fighter. Joe Louis type of fighter, which people remember from back in the days in the 50s, where they used to remember 50s and 60s. That's what people remember. That's why Mike Tyson's so popular. Now, what are the Klitschko's doing? And then people say what the Klitschko's going to remember for a boy, they didn't fight no good opposition. They get in the Hall of Fame, but boy, to be honest with you, they'd be like, who needs them club? I mean, years later they're gonna say the Klitschko's, but they never fought no one like Joe Calzaghe. Now he could have fought a lot of fighters in his younger days, but he stayed in the English shores. Why? I don't want to fly. Why? No big American wanted to fight. You was a fringe world champion for many years, holding that belt, and just defending it and getting your money, because all you cared about is just getting paid. Now, when everyone started knocking each other off, that's when you want to fight. All of a sudden, now your fear of flying has evaporated, and now you're ready to come over to America and fight these names. Now, to be honest with you, he didn't call out Roy Jones. Roy Jones wanted that fight. Yeah. Right. Roy Jones knocked him down in that, right? But again, these guys are way past their best. I guarantee you, if you fought them in the 90s when them guys in the prime, you would have got it would have been a clinic. It would have been a systematic clinic on them, you know?
He needed to get on that plane at the earliest about the start of the millennium.
Fears of flying. Fears of fighting them is what he had. Yeah. Fears of fighting them. You have to just be real with certain people. Like Ricky Hatton as well, holding that WBU belt. He calls that a world belt for how long? That was, the WBU belt, and all the champions there. Kostazoo was there a long time ago. There was Shaman Mitchell. They didn't want that fight with Hatton. There was a lot of champions. There was Zab Judah. He stayed away from Zab. He didn't want nothing but Zab, and he didn't want no part of Junior Witter.
No, he didn't want no part of Witter.
Nah. That's why he's lucky about Louis Collazo. He's lucky against someone like Louis Collazo, and I actually feel, and I'm gonna go on the record right now, so you guys remember, YouTube boxing people remember this, yeah? Errol Jarrett saying right now, Ricky Hatton's gonna lose this fight against this Shevchenko. Yeah. I think he's gonna lose that fight. He's not even gonna go to the 12th round, mate. Okay. I think Shevchenko's gonna knock him out of inside 12. Right. Inside 12, so I'm not saying like which round, I'm saying Ricky ain't going the distance, mate. Ricky's gonna get knocked out.
That's a very precise prediction. And I know you've been very resolute on that. So.
I'm definitely I'm stuck. I've seen his training. I just because he's never knocked no one out at welterweight. The guy's strong. He's only been lost one fight, and it was some cuts. I looked at his physical shape. He's in great shape. I don't see no weaknesses. I don't see Ricky Hatton doing that. I see Ricky Hatton throwing them punches. I see this guy that's mauling Ricky, holding Ricky, pushing him back, and keeping Ricky at the back of the jab. The moment Ricky starts feeling some of them punches in his jaw, he got flashbacks, Pacquiao, Mayweather, and he's going down. This guy's never been knocked down. But I rate Ricky for going in there for this fight. And even if he does lose this fight, I think Ricky will go down as one of the fighters that he came to fight. And that people respect him. Look, see, the thing we understand, even though I feel he's going to lose that fight, I still have respect for him. And more respect for him that he's actually choosing that challenge. You know what I mean? What a hard challenge. Even look, if he overcomes it, great. But if he doesn't, then boy, you can say Ricky, you pat him on his back and say this guy was not a warrior. He tried to fight the best fighters available, and he did with Floyd and Manny. Yeah, but he just came up short. But again, I think he's going to come up short in this fight. But that's just how I see that fight anyway.
But if you're so precise in your prediction, why is the Hatton camp, in your opinion, underestimating this Shevchenko or whatever so badly? How are they underestimating that?
I think Hatton doesn't really care. Hatton just wants to. All Hatton sees is Paul Malignaggi, and he needs something he can get up for. Right? If you're a fighter and you've been through what Hatton's fighting, you can't have no bump. You can just roll over. Like, it's not good enough for him. Right? And this is why probably people like Ricky Hatton. He's trying to fight. Look, if he wants a challenge, he sees a big tall guy. Right? This is what he sees. That's what they say. A big tall guy who can be hit to the body. Is what they're seeing. I'm saying, yeah, if you can get there. If you can get there. And then on top of that, let's look at it this way. He's never been stopped to the body. And you've never knocked no one out in that weight division. You've never knocked no one out in the welterweight division. And I was one of the people on Facebook, yeah, to talk about his brother when he went against Kell Brook. And they were saying that, yeah, Ricky Hatton's going to be Matthew Hatton's going to beat Kell Brook. Right? And they were all saying, yeah, it's Hatton. I goes, listen, don't get carried away yourself. This is not Ricky Hatton here. This is Matthew Hatton. Right? Yeah, Kell's going to outbox him. Yeah. Right? And there's 2 quick hands, 2 quicker feet. They go, yeah, we'll see, you'll see. Right? After the fight, I ain't seen none of them guys. They disappeared. I ain't seen none of them since.
I made several. I'll find the videos if anybody pushes me. I said the way Sky Sports cannot be promoting this as a significant fight to me because I see it as a one-sided fight.
One-sided.
Matthew Hatton has no hands.
No, one-sided fight. You outclassed.
Yeah.
I don't know what they think, and you know what? I saw the Hattons at ringside, and surely after that, the Hattons lost their promotional. They lost their promotional deal with Sky Sports. I mean, what were they thinking?
Yeah,
Why
very
would you
true.
choose that fight? I don't know what they thought. Because I think they're coming off the Canelo fight and they done good to be in there. Yeah, but you need that. Yeah, against a Canelo, a young Canelo, and he wasn't sure of himself. Now, put that Matthew Hatton in there with the Canelo. Now, I think that'll be a different fight now. Canelo who's very confident now, and he's actually finding himself. He's found his feet, and he's going in to blast you out. But give props to Matthew Hatton for actually going the distance against him because, you know what I mean? Many people haven't. But
he took a good shot, yeah.
Yeah, but moving aside from that now, Ricky, these are the factors in Ricky. Anyone could check it on BoxRec. He knocked no one out at the welterweight division. Let me think about when he fought against what's his name, Castillo. I think that was at light welterweight.
Yeah, that was still at light welter when he knocked him out with a body shot.
It was a light welterweight, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
So he's never knocked no one out at welterweight, right? And then you find a guy who's never been knocked down on body shots. Right, who's previously undefeated, right? It's a big scalp. And now them obviously, the Shevchenko, they love that fight because we're gonna take a Hatton. They want that fight to get back in the picture, and they want to get the fight probably with Paul Malignaggi. But all Ricky can see is seeing through this guy, a big tall guy. I can hit him to the body, and the guy Shevchenko in Ricky's mind is there to be hit. Yeah. Anyone needs to watch Shevchenko's fights, right? He's a tricky guy. He's a tricky guy to fight. He likes to keep you. He's very hard to hit to the body. He's trying to push you back, and he's going to keep you long. The reason why Paul got him, because Paulie kept on the outside, and he was 2 quicker hands and quicker feet. That's what got him. That's why he was getting his punch, and he cut up his face. Yeah. And the guy, he's never been hit like that. Like I said to you, like the Klitschko's. When you start, they ain't going to hit that much. But if you can't hit in their face, they want to quit. Their face get marked up, yeah. They don't want no part of it. The chest goes like that. How's Ricky with his short stature going to be able to reach up to hit that guy in his face? It's not happening.
Well, we've never seen Ricky do any technical boxing at this level or even at domestic level. So I don't see what he's going to do to rectify that. But I think if he does get past this guy, he doesn't need no more tune-ups. He should go straight for Malignaggi because he's not going to get no technically better now. So you might as well just go for it.
Look, if you look at this fight, this is the guy. The guy's heavy at the weight. He's a big welterweight, right? All he has to do is grab him and lean on him. Lean on Ricky and wear out his fatigue. He's been out the ring for how many years? Don't care, you need to get in there. Sparring is one thing, but proper fight, there's a lot of energy, a lot of thing. You burn up a lot of energy just getting there, and you know what I mean? What a fight to come back for. But if the guy's smart, all you do is do what Mayweather did to him, because Mayweather already laid the blueprint. It's just wear him out. Let him throw out bare punches and let him miss a lot of punches. He get frustrated, then you can take him out. Keep him, then they keep it long, and it's over.
Well, I'm going for Hatton. I'm going for Hatton to win because the guy's untested. I'm just gonna.
Untested what? Untested against world class opposition.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right.
So I'm just gonna shade it on that. Enough. That's the only reason I'm gonna shade it towards.
But I'm talking about, what do you actually see with your eyes happening in the ring? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the actual fight happening. I know you're going for that because world class, but what do you actually see Hatton doing to him?
Well, look, there's a good chance you could be right on this because, as I said, I'm looking at Hatton on the Boxing News cover, and his face looks old, man. All that yo-yo dieting, all that Ricky Hatton and pub drinking and drug, it's fucked him up. It's fucked him up. And listen, them demons that was one of the worst KOs. The Pacquiao KO was frightening, and the Mayweather KO was no picnic either, right?
Yeah, the Mayweather one was worse, in my opinion. It was much worse, man. It was worse. Because the Mayweather one, he beat him at his own game and just took him out of him. Yeah. Even when fighters get worn out and took out, it's bad, man. It's like they take your heart as a fighter, and that's what fighters have, is their heart, innit?
Yeah, it's true, you know.
He took your heart, and then he took you out at your game, beat you at your own, beat you at what you're good at, what you're very good at. And then took you out, and you've never been knocked before, and beat you, and then on top of that, yeah, your what you said after the fight, your knowledge, you didn't even acknowledge him, and I show respect. What a fluke! You know, I had no respect. I had no respect. He probably got more respect now. I had no respect, and you see the way Lee Beard or the trainer for Ricky Hatton, they do the same thing what Floyd do now. They do the same training. They do same pad work. They do pad work. They do body work, belt work. He's doing all this stuff, but you know. It's like Ricky was so successful, and Frank Warren was behind it. The matchmaker, Dean Powell, they made sure there was fighters there to be hit, and it wasn't going to cause him too much trouble. I think if Ricky's picked this fight, right? He's running his own camp now. Ricky was the one who picked Mayweather. You know, his trainer didn't want Mayweather, right?
That's right.
His trainer didn't want. So Ricky picked Hatton. Everyone Ricky's picked, he's been flawed. That's something people don't know about as well. The 3 fights Ricky's actually picked for, he's been knocked out.
One of his biggest challenges as well, and it's blighted him all through his career, is he fights for you can't fight for the crowd. You have to fight with your brain. You have to fight with the strategy that you've been working for the 8 weeks you've put in the gym, in the training camp.
Well, I agree with that to some degree, but then I disagree in some degree, because Tommy Hearns they had their style, and they used to fight for the crowd, and Tommy will tell you. And that's what made people love Tommy, and that's why people love Ricky. Ricky does fight for the crowd, and that's why Ricky's fan favorite. But Ricky's training, his training technique and everything now is the matchmaking what made Ricky really good as well. It's the matchmaking. And
but Tommy used to prepare offensively in the camp, so he'd come out. That was his stuff. But he was fighting for the crowd, but he was preparing for the crowd when he was training. Ricky has a strategy before he comes out, and he throws it, or he just rushes it out. That's what Floyd Mayweather Sr. was angry about. He just rushes out.
Well, that was he was frustrated. He was a lot of frustrated. He underestimated Pacquiao. He thought it'd be an easy fight. He had no risk. The thing about Ricky, what happens to Ricky and why Ricky loses, that he's had a lot of success, right? And he's gone into certain fights, so he's just underestimating people. And when you're fighting at that top level, you can't underestimate anyone. Andre Ward will tell you, I'm at the high level now. Every fight's a hard fight. I can't underestimate no one. Every fight has to be clinical, perfect. And that's why Andre Ward will be a champion for many years. Mayweather, the same thing. We make sure we wait. Mayweather was very professional. Never over the weight. Always perfect on the weight. Had a great game plan. And that's why these guys have got longevity and perfect. Freddie Roach, knew just enough, how to beat Ricky Hatton, because he saw the blueprint of Mayweather. He knew exactly how Pacquiao could beat him. You know what I mean? When some guy's been beaten before, they know how to beat him. So Ricky does fight for the fan. That's why people like him. But to be honest with you, when a fighter starts picking, it's like me, right? I'm Roach, Like, and this happened to me in the gym. I saw a guy in the gym and I thought, yeah, he's a plodder. Everyone in the gym is blooding this guy up in the gym. His nose is always bleeding. Everyone always beats him up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go in there. I can do that. That guy, when he listen, mate, how lucky I came out of my life, bro. Alright, I beat him the first round. This guy landed one punch on me. I thought my jaw was gonna spin around my face. Yeah. I'm telling you, mate. Yeah, and then you know what I mean. I was lucky. You know what I mean. They said it was a draw, whatever, right? But what I'm saying is that you can't be there picking. A boxer shouldn't be there picking. You shouldn't be there picking your opponents, mate. Yeah, you let people know what they're doing.
Yeah, proper matchmaker.
Yeah, but like when Ricky
Bruce Trampler and them guys.
Yeah, when I heard Ricky was gonna fight the Australian guy Castillo, I said, yeah, that'd be an all-action fight. Ricky should win that fight, and that'd be a good fight for the fans. That's a good fight. That's a good comeback fight for the fans. He needs it. Good needs it. Australia versus England. The whole thing. I thought that's a great comeback fight. Now I said this fight. I said, whoa, easy, Tiger. Hey.
So you think this guy would be harder than Katsidis?
And look, right? I take anyone. You need to look at his last fights before Panama. Look at his last fights. It's there on YouTube. I've been looking at them, yeah, right. And I'm telling you, mate, I don't fancy it at all. It's a tall order, man. This is a tall order to fight against this guy here, mate. Okay. Anyhow Ricky stops this guy, I'll be very surprised here because look, I'm looking at the abs round. He's got crazy abs, like almost like an 8-pack, yeah. Yeah. And Louis Collazo had the same kind of structure around his body, and Ricky couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything to that body of Collazo. Collazo was just there to eat. If Ricky can't be effective in the fight, then Ricky will lose the fight. That's why Ricky is. If he can't be effective, that when he hits you, that it hurts, then he can't win the fight. He's not like a Roberto, even though he likes Roberto Duran. He's not like a Hands of Stone. Roberto can knock out a horse. Ricky hits hard, but not that hard. And not that hard, because Roberto, he can go up weights and then still retain his power. Ricky Hatton doesn't hit that hard in certain divisions. He doesn't. He just doesn't.
So you don't see it going the distance?
No, I don't see it going the distance. I see Ricky getting stopped.
Wow. So this guy Vuk, who went the distance with Klitschko, what's his future?
Pardon? Oh, the guy who fought Whack.
Yeah, Vuk. I think it's pronounced Vuk.
Oh, okay, that's Vuk. Yeah. I see he's a punching bag. Can he win a world title? Possibly. Maybe against Povetkin. I think Povetkin will beat him though, just outwork him again. I think there, but he's a punching bag really. It's a big, strong punching bag. He's exciting though because he doesn't go down. You want to see the big? It's like axing at a tree, chopping at a tree, and you want to go timber. Yeah. You just wait to see who's gonna knock him down. But he's a durable guy. I'm surprised he should have fought much earlier in his career. Maybe even take up boxing. I don't know his amateur career, but he should have took up boxing much younger. But it is what it is. Yeah. He's not a good fighter. He's too slow, too big to be hit. And I like him though. If he won the fight, I'd have been happy for him.
Wouldn't you like to see him fight Fury or Price?
Yeah, I would like to. It'll be a good test for Fury. And I'll tell you what, mate, he'll be there in the fight, mate. He'll be there in the fight. And if you go look at this, right, before he fought Klitschko, he knocked out every other opponent before that. Every other opponent has never gone the distance with him. Actually, I think maybe one fighter went the distance with him. But other than that, he's knocked out every opponent. Yeah, and he's a big guy. So I would like to see him against Price. I'd like to see him against. I'd like to see him go against Price. If he starts landing on Price, I want to see that one, mate. I think Fury will beat him, but Fury's there to be knocked down. I think both of them fights are very interesting fights, and I think they should be looking at that. I think right now I'm looking at Tyson Fury is going to be fighting Kevin Johnson in December on the 1st.
That's interesting, actually.
That's happening. Yeah, I'm just reading this now on Facebook. Kevin Johnson. So I don't see how. How do you see that fight going?
Well, I see Johnson giving him problems with his defense. I'm not sure about if Johnson exhibits enough offense to win the fight. I think he'll go the distance, but I'm not sure if he can win it.
He's got a big mouth, that Kevin Johnson, isn't it? Is that the one who runs his mouth so he's better than Ali, yeah?
He probably did. He went the distance with Vitali, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Gave him a decent fight on the defense. Like, he's good on the ropes, like, at making you miss. And he countered a few times, but he's got some skills. But
he was in the prize fight, yeah?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he lost against the other guy. He lost against the other American guy, yeah?
Was it
he ran his mouth. Okay. He said he was better than Ali. So he was better,
Oh,
so he was
gosh.
better than Ali and all the other fighters before him.
He must have had too much to smoke.
Yeah. So it'll be an interesting fight. Him talking shit. The two of them talking shit.
Yeah,
They'll build
yeah,
up that fight neatly, but the fight, Fury, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Fury can get past that test. If Fury gets past that test, boy, people just want to see them against the Klitschko's, man. I don't know why they don't go in there, just go in the Klitschko. Whether they win or lose, it doesn't matter. You solidify your name.
You see, the thing is, right, with Price and Fury is they can keep fighting and say they need more experience. But the fact is, the heavyweight division is very thin on the ground. None of these guys they're banging over are giving them any kind of competition to prepare them for Vladimir or Vitaly. So they're probably getting better preparation in sparring. So right now, they might as well. I mean, Price is 30 years of age. You might as well cash their chips in now and go for it.
How old is Tyson Fury? He's 20-something, yeah?
About 26 or something.
Yeah, he's much younger, but he seems like the more promising guy, man. He seems the more promising. Now, both of them is good, don't get me wrong, but he seems more... He just seems more virile, man. He's like me, he seems more upbeat, more virile. He's a bit loud with his mouth. You know, but the thing is, yeah, I don't know why you just ship them out there. They mean, if they were some of the black fighters, yeah, Bruno and that, they were fighting world title fights at this time in their career. They were fighting world title fights. They were shipped out there, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're just shipped out there with less fights, and he's fighting a world. You know what I mean? But these promoters, I don't know what they're holding them back for. Some of these promoters, yeah, they're killing these guys' career. But the thing is, yeah, that they're making a buck or two because they know if they lose, we can't promote. But yes, you can, and it's good for the fighter. It's a good learning curve. Whether you win or loses, you win against their very best. That's why I said that guy Vak, right? It's good. It was a good thing for him. People know who he is. Like other than any other Klitschko fight I've ever seen, apart from David Haye, because we all know David Haye because we're in England. But everyone knows that guy's Vak's name. I know Vak's name now.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone goes to me, yeah, you know that guy Vak? Yeah, I know him. He fought against Klitschko. Yeah, it was a good fight. That's what you do, man. Whether you win or lose, it's a positive. It's up. It's up. It's all up and up.
And when you think about it, Vak has no more real experience than Fury or Price, and they put him in there.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what Hellenius, what they're hanging around for.
Yeah. Hellenius nearly got stopped by Sherman Williams.
Listen, all them...
He buckled him in 96. Sherman buckled him.
I haven't seen it, yeah? Who won though? Hellenius won on points?
On points. You see what I mean? He wasn't impressive.
That's why, man.
If Sherman had better conditioning, he would have knocked him out.
If Don King had the range, right? If Don King's had the range back in the days, and we could do a super heavyweight tournament. Hellenius, Price, Fury, both the Klitschko's in there, and so they have to fight each other. This is in the ideal world, yeah, right? Yeah. And Povetkin, right? And David Haye in there. Wow, there you go. People will be interested. People will be interested. People will like, yeah. But now we're gonna get undisputed heavyweight champion.
But you know what I think of Price and Fury? I think both their management, like Maloney and Hennessy, they're not sure how good they are. They probably have their doubts that they're really that good. So what they're doing, they're just using their television deals to milk as much money as they can. And when they get a title shot, they'll try and milk as much money as they can out of that. Because if they had more confidence, really, you know, I think they'd put them in.
I think
30-year-old heavyweight.
Listen, I just see the thing is, yeah. I really see Fury. Yeah. Fury has the better. Doing the better thing than because Fury knocks out a guy and he wants a better guy. He's knocked out the last guy he's fought, and you was adamant that why was he fighting that last guy he fought, right? What's the guy he fought, the Italian guy? Fury fought the American guy, Italian.
Oh, Vinny Maddaloni.
Yeah. You was disgusted fighting it, but now you know he's fighting Kurt Johnson December the 1st, right? And now you're thinking, yeah, that's incredible. That's what Fury's doing the better steps. He's making the better steps to go in there. I think maybe sometime next year he should be fighting for a belt. But Fury's doing the right thing. Fury's going the right way. Not fighting someone like Matt Skelton. Like even look, someone saying it right now. Like at least Fury's fighting Kirk Johnson, and look who Price fighting Matt Skelton.
Matt Skelton just doesn't have Matt Skelton just doesn't have the skill set to get me excited.
If Matt Skelton beats him, he serve them right. It will serve them right. You shouldn't be in there with Matt Skelton. You have to be in there to be challenged. You should serve him right if he loses that fight. He'll serve him right.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, people are gonna say it's Admiral if Matt gives it a good go. But what's the point going in there with a barroom brawling style? It's not gonna work. It's gonna end up in his back. I think he's gonna have to try and read the jab and time him and come in and get inside the arms and work the body. I can't see the point of him just rushing in there and getting chinned and bowled over. Waste of time.
Who's talking about?
Matt
Talking
Skelton.
about Price.
Yeah, Matt Skelton fighting David. What's the point in just rushing in and getting bowled over?
Yeah,
You know, I'd rather see something like. I know I want to see KOs and whatever, but I'd rather if you're just gonna rush in there and get knocked out, it's no point. I'm not gonna give you props because you just went in there and gave it. No, you're gonna have to put some guile into it. You're gonna have to read that jab. You're gonna have to time the jab and counter, and it can be done. Just because he's tall, it can be done. You know.
Yeah. You're asking for too much for that, mate. You're asking for too much there, mate.
Yeah.
These guys are not the boxing purists, mate. No Ali, no Larry Holmes. They're just wham bam. Tyson Fury he's changing his style. I see he bout Southpaw against Rogan, and that was interesting for him to do that. And he's trying different things, trying to make it interesting for himself. So he's trying to get out there. But the two of them, as boxing skills, yeah, boy, they use their jab and they got a right hand, and they're just heavyweights. There's heavyweights. If they're heavy-handed, if they land on you, they're gonna knock you out. But other than that, man, I think you're asking for a bit too much there, mate.
Oh yeah.
You're asking for a bit too much.
We can all dream.
Yeah, true that.
So what is Broner fighting DeMarco this weekend?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to check box rec that. Maybe, I'm not too sure. How'd you see that fight going? Why are we talking?
Well, I've got Broner winning it.
You got Broner in that?
Yeah,
I'm not
I've
too
got-
sure.
I've got
Not
Broner
too sure. I'm
winning.
not too sure. It might be like the Daniel De Ponce Leon fight, where it might just go a distance, which wouldn't be good for Broner. Broner, it's all on Broner, you know. There's a lot of heat on Broner in this fight because people want to see Broner knocks him out. It's like, yeah, then DeMarco wasn't shit. Or if he goes a distance, then boy, you couldn't stop him. So Broner puts himself in that limelight, which is good. He puts a lot of pressure on himself.
Yeah,
So,
he doesn't mind it. That's what he's there for. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't mind being visible. He's not trying to hide from anyone.
That's right.
He's going to go
That's-
in there.
that's a good-
The better question, like somebody went on the Black Boxer page, and they put up a video, and it was who would win out of Broner and Edwin Valero.
I haven't seen Edwin Valero, so I'm not too sure about
Hey,
that one. Go on.
this guy's a knockout puncher. He committed suicide, and he beat DeMarco. He stopped DeMarco. DeMarco couldn't come out. I saw the fight, and he won all his fights by KO. And sometimes he looked a bit wild, but he had some technique to what he was doing. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite a Philly shell or whatever, but he knew how to move his body to the side and nullify. Hey, this guy was a threat. But he obviously had a lot of problems.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Obviously, you know, it's a shame. And a lot of fighters do deal with depression. I mean, Harold Bonragan was thinking about suicide, and Nigel Benn actually said one of the interviews later in his career actually think about suicide. So boxers actually do actually deal with them sort of things. It's very, very, very sad to hear that, but it's a shame. I don't know how that fight would have gone. It'd have been an interesting fight. But staying on that tune, DeMarco is fighting Broner. So this weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to that
17th
one.
of,
I've got to go for Broner. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm going for Broner. And And to be honest, I'm expecting him to win quite convincingly. Yeah,
I know. There's a lot of build-up thing. Also, Carl Froch is fighting Usain Mack, and Tony Bellew is fighting Robert Bollet. I don't know his name. Some Italian guy.
Bolonti.
Yeah, Bolonti.
Is it this Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all happening this Saturday.
Okay.
So it's quite a big card, Sky Sports and that. Quite a good card. So this Saturday should be very interesting. Another big fight. Good card.
I'll tell you what, though.
I got winner. I might have to put some money down on this one. I haven't been to the betting
What
shop
one you
for a bit.
betting? What one you betting?
But I might put some money on Yusuf Mack.
Serious?
If I don't put money on Yusuf Mack, I'm not gonna get no money. Carl Froch is the big favourite. You have to put money on the big underdog. But with the DeMarco and Broner, DeMarco's a big. Obviously Broner's a big favourite. I don't know how the betting things will have that one. I think they might have it, because DeMarco, he's a good fighter, and so is Broner. But Broner will be the favorite. So
Broner will be.
It might be even, but I'll get some money on Yusuf Mack if he won, but I doubt he's gonna win. But I might put money on him.
I tell you what though, if Froch struggles in this fight, because I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to cherry pick one. This is a cherry picked opponent. If he struggles or if he loses or hits the deck on this, all that work he done against Bute he's gonna have to build back his name again. That's the problem when you fight, when you go down so low down the rankings and pick opponents.
Yeah,
like he's got to make sure he's up for this fight because he's expected to blow my man away.
Yeah, exactly. That's why fighters, when you get up there, Lennox Lewis sometime, or even talking about the same job, that your motivation, you're supposed to beat them guy. But to be honest, Carfroy actually took it very seriously. He took it very seriously, and that's why he took it very meticulously. He's taking it very seriously. He'd be looking to perform in front of his home crowd. He'd be looking to perform in front of his home crowd, definitely.
6-round knockout. Carfroy.
What? I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I wouldn't say that. I say if anything, it might go into the 8s, round 8s, 9s, knockout maybe. If not, if it goes 8s, 9s, then I think he's got a chance of going the distance. Yusuf Mack, which would be good for Yusuf Mack and not so good for Carfroy. Because he's expected to win.
If it goes the distance, it's going to make Froch look bad. Unless I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. But it wouldn't make him that bad. He's a champion, and Carl the fans love Carl. It doesn't matter what Carl does. Yeah, he's just solidified his thing. The only thing would be bad for Carl if he got knocked down and lost the fight, right? It was like, wow. But again, he doesn't really. You're saying it will undo his work. I don't think so. I don't think if he loses against Yusuf Mack, he loses against Yusuf Mack. Lennox Lewis lost against Oliver McCall.
No, don't compare Yusuf Mack to Oliver McCall. No,
I'm just saying that. I'm talking about a stunning upset.
Yeah, it was an upset, but McCall is a far, far better fighter than Yusuf Mack. Far better.
But if the upset happens, it happens. I don't think it's not no biggie. I wouldn't write off Carl Froch off if he got knocked out or lost. I wouldn't.
If he got KO'd by Yusuf Mack or outpointed convincingly, you wouldn't consider that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
A reassessed career option time.
And if styles make fights, I'd just go with styles make fights, and it's the wrong style. That's how I'd go. But this is not happening. So there's no. We could speculate, but we know that's not happening. Yusuf Mack is slurring. They brought him over a tomato can, and they're gonna roll him over.
Yeah, he was brought in for a purpose, to get bowled over. Really.
Yeah, he's there to get bowled over.
I'm not mad at the fight. I'm not mad at it because Froch as went in deep, so. I'm not mad at this one. You got to give a man one knockover job, but he can only get the one. And for now, until he, what
do you think about Tony Bellew?
Who's he in with?
That guy we just mentioned.
Oh, Belonte. I don't know nothing about this guy.
Exactly. Which is
I'm not even focused on that fight.
Exactly. Bellew again. Boy, he's this. I don't know what to say, man.
Where's he on Sky now? Is he on Sky Sports now?
Ooh, Tony.
Yeah.
He's on Sky Sports. Remember he beat Miranda, innit? And I was there. Commenting that one. I wanted to see Miranda win. I wanted to see Yusuf Mack win, but that's just me, innit? I know he's not gonna win, but let's see what happens, innit?
Well, it's nice when the upsets come occasionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe I don't want to see Carl lose against Yusuf Mack because but I might bet money on Yusuf Mack. I want to see Carl go against the Kesslers again and the Awards and the Butes. So I wouldn't like him really to lose at this point. So but I won't mind betting. I might bet money on Yusuf just in case the upset might happen, which I doubt it.
Well, I don't see no upsets happening there. No.
I don't see that one.
It would be nice if Mac won, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, man, that's a little roundup.
All right, then, cool.
All right.
All right, man. So I'll catch you on the next one, yeah?
No doubt, brother.
All right, man. Take care, bro.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.